Dear friends, we have been discussing competition. Earlier we have seen a lot of things regarding competition. Now today we will discuss a law which is concerned with the competition. There was a scientist whose name was Gauss, who has given a principle which is about the competitive exclusion. This is the principle in which he has found that two closely related species should have a close relation. So competing for the same resources can't exist anymore. That is, if there is a competition between any two species regarding the same resource, then they have to fight, they have to get into the conflict, and so there wouldn't be the existence anymore. So this is true while calculating the limited resources. But if the resources are unlimited, then what happens? This is not true. They may get the coexistence rather than exclusion by evolving certain mechanisms inside them. For that purpose, resources partitioning is taken place. That is, to partition the resources, and both of them may get the feeding. So the different time for feeding. For that purpose, feeding time should have got the different aspects, and moreover, the pattern for foraging should have different. So by using these two things, they can long live and enjoy their lives having coexistence. Like warblers. You see, the warblers are the small sparrow-like birds. They are living almost on the big trees or the towering trees. So far as the behavioral difference in their foraging activities is there, then they can have their existence too. Now let us go through the parasitism. Parasitism is the mode or the way by which two or more than two living beings can live together, but one of them may have got the benefit, the other may get some harmful condition too. To ensure, actually parasitism is to ensure the free lodging and meals. So for lodging and meals are concerned, for one living it is free, the other has to provide, to supply. Though which supply is called the host, and one which is living there on the other is called guest, which is found in plants from the plants to the higher vertebrates. The parasitism is found. Both the host and parasites tends to co-evolve. That is, if any changes by evolution is taken place there in the mechanism of the host, it will be just for rejecting the guest, and it will try certain mutations or changes. But on the contrary, the parasite will also develop certain mechanism which counteract and neutralize the changes. So this is the way by which parasitism is going on, and for that special adaptation they have to develop themselves. Loss of the unnecessary organs may be taken place. If any organ which is unnecessary, then loss will be there. In place of this lost organs, there will be some adhesive or sucker to clean. For adhesive, it is useful to have the climbing, and for sucker to get the feeding. In place of them, they will get the ready-made food, and so there shouldn't be any digestive system, or the weak digestive system may be there, and high productive capacity in place of weak digestive system will be developed there. Parasites life cycle is very complicated. It is complex too. Why? Because they need one or two intermediate host to or vectors to complete the life cycle. Likewise, the human liver clip and also primated parasites. They will pass through the two hosts. So far as snails and fishes are concerned, they may get the two hosts, intermediate host to complete the life cycle. A malarial falciparum is one of its examples. So far as the malaria is concerned, and the Plasmodium vivax or Plasmodium falciparum is responsible for having malaria. So they have to pass through the two different vectors or two intermediate hosts. One of them is a mosquito, Anopheles female mosquito, and then after is the human liver. So they have to pass through these two vectors, and then they can get the reproduction. So far as the parasites effect is there, then they may reduce the growth, survival and reproduction of the host. Reducing the population density is also taken care, render the host vulnerable to the predation. So far as the parasites are concerned, then there may be of the four types. One of them is temporary parasite. That is, a part of the life cycle is passed on the other host, like larval form, which is found there in the small creatures, and permanent parasites, which is found there in Ascaris and tapeworm. Tapeworm are mostly found there in the small children and in big intestine. And exoparasite, that is the leeches, which is there almost there on the cow and buffaloes too. And mice will have their living together with dogs. Endoparasite, that is the fourth one. So far as Plasmodium is concerned, and it is called the endoparasite because it is just inside the body of the human being. Ascaris and lies on the human hair. You see the hair have got the lice. So the four type of the parasites are there. Cuscuta. Cuscuta is a plant, which is a thorny plant, which is mostly found in the deserted area. But it hasn't got any leaves. They are transformed into the thorns. So this is the way by which the parasitism is taking place. Fourth one, see the commensalism. One species get benefit, while on the other side the other species may not get benefit. Instead of them, harmful condition is also not there. That is no harm, no benefit. Like orchids on the mango trees. So far the orchid is found there in the mango trees branches, just hanging there on the branches of the mango trees. And in place of, on the contrary, the mango tree may not get any benefit, but this orchids may get some draining for the residents. Barnacles of the wells, both of them are the saline, they are found there on the sea. Barnacles will be there on the back of the well. So, barnacle may get the movement, establishment, while the well will not get any benefit or harm. The cattle, while grazing, we have already found that the cattle grazing, they will flourish their prey and will go ahead pushing the small grass plants, and so the insects which are consumed there will come out of it and pushed outside. So the cranes or the eagles which is following there will get the enough food. So without the help of the grazing activity of the animals, the crane or the eagle cannot get the feeding. The sea animal which is found there on the hermit crabs. It has got certain tentacles. The sea anemones also found there on the clownfish. So with while swimming, the fish will carry this animal to one place to the another, and on the contrary, this sea anemone will have got tentacles. By using these tentacles, will keep the predators away from it. So it will benefit for the clownfish, but there is no benefit on the side of the animal. Mutualism. See, the fifth and very important thing is mutualism. That is to having understanding between two different living beings. See, so far as mutualism is concerned, there is benefit on both the sides. Let us have registration of an example. So far as lichen is concerned, you know very well that the lichen is a union of symbiotic union of fungi and algae. Algae, that is cyanobacteria. So fungi will absorb the nutrients. On the contrary, the algae will also develop carbohydrate. Eating carbohydrate will provide the food to the fungi. So this is the beneficial for both of them. So far as the plant and animals are concerned, then it is a good example for the mutualism. Plants, you know that plants by using the photosynthesis will use carbon dioxide and will yield out the oxygen, which is beneficial for having respiration to the all living beings. The second thing, the plants will develop the fruits and seeds, and animals can get their food from there, and plants may have got some heaviness, lessen the heaviness. So far as the pollination is concerned, then it is done by certain insects and animals, and seed dispersal. For seed dispersal and pollination, the plants need insects and animals too. In some conditions, we will find that it is yes, there are some cheaters that some insects will take out will suck up the flower honey, but there will not be any of useful to them. So far as pig and wasp are concerned, you will see the female wasp. See, it will have its habitation on the pig flowers inflorescence, and so they will get the suitable habitation and safe habitation while putting the legs there. So it is called ovipositioning. Eggs will get certain set site in certain set site, and food plus habitats will also be available for the larval condition of this wasp. So in place, on the contrary, the pollination will take place in the pigs by this wasp. So far orchids are concerned, then you see the orchids have got beautiful flowers having different sizes and different colors. By using the different sizes and colors, it will attract the bees and bumblebees. So there will be the position of pollination there. But in vegetarian orchids, the orchids have produced certain size, certain color, and certain marks. So it will attract the bumblebees to come there. So far as the male bees is concerned, they will set down on the petal of the flower, imagining there that this is the female. So it will populate there, and while populating, there will be the dusting. So we will carry the dust, that is called the rays, with them, and will again sit on the other flower of the pig Okay, and so this is a deceit or the deceiving. So far as the size, color, and markings are concerned, if there is any change in female bees, then accordingly the evolution will also be taken place into the orchid petals too. They will also produce the same size, same color, and same marking on them, so that the pollination may not be restricted.